Welcome, everybody, to In the Buff. We got Chris.
I don't like Chris's intro. I'm just going to step all over it right now. I don't like that he keeps doing it.
He's coming in with some serious fake energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Let me be fake if I want to be fake.
I want you to be real. I want the people to know you.
As long as we're nude, it doesn't matter. It's in the buff.
It is in the buff. We have to be nude. There was the three.
Oh my God, it's snowing outside. I don't have pants on, but I got a hoodie on.
The three tenets of in the buff are 1, we're nude. 2, it's a podcast on YouTube. And 3,
We have
Kyle here. Kyle, Cody's brother, is here.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi,
special
Kyle.
guest.
Oh, hello, Kyle.
Hi guys, it's been a while.
It has.
It's been
since you've been recording.
it's been like 16 episodes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If we count the
so,
before time.
Something to that effect.
Now that he's here, we can really settle into it. We understand. Like, I think the last episode of, the last production that Double Buff produced, you might say, with you in it was what? Do we know?
I believe
Probably like Kerbal Space Program.
Was
Yeah,
it
it
a
was-
spread build?
it was
No.
one of the Kerbal Space programs, I believe, and it was
No. Kyle, I remember you played a game
The
that
Badger
involved
game.
Animals. Yes.
Shelter.
oh right,
Wait,
Was that it? Was that what it was called?
I think it was called
it
Shelter.
was Shelter.
who did Tiny Brains?
We did Tiny Brains.
Well,
Yeah,
just
what
the
are you
4
talking
of us?
about?
Kyle?
Man,
Okay.
we should redo Tiny Brains because
Honestly, that was just a fun game.
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun to play.
So I do have a bit of
If
a
I had
confession.
a better computer.
I do have a bit of a confession now that you bring up this Shelter game. Back when we revamped the channel last year, I kind of went back and kind of cleaned up our video library,
Oh no.
and
Oh.
some of those videos might no longer be available.
You've deleted history.
That's okay. It
This
wasn't
is the
that
face
good.
of
However-
whitewashing.
If you join our non-existent Patreon, you could see those unavailable videos.
We're still
I don't
thinking
think you
about
can.
making that Patreon.
Yes.
Still considering
and
it.
if we make it, you could see them. Maybe.
I still have the files somewhere.
Oh, okay.
They're just
Well,
not.
good.
They're just not
Speaking
public
of
on the
considering
channel anymore.
Patreon, speaking of considering Patreon, can we see the comments? What are the comments?
yes.
What
Oh,
are they looking at?
absolutely. Cody, would you like to say them?
Sure. So let's start on the comments for the last episode in the buff, episode 15, when we were talking about all of our musical predilections.
Ooh.
We have Chris chiming in here. I miss Nutcher. Not sure what that's in reference to.
I don't know.
He also
what he's
says
talking about.
that he has found out that early Bee Gees is bad.
Interesting.
Thank you for that contribution. Colon Sausages coming in like a reliable friend. I very much enjoyed this conversation, John. It was very human-like.
It was.
That's
It was a very human
what an
conversation.
odd compliment to give somebody.
Yeah.
We're not Zuckerberg.
Well, that was John's goal.
That
John was
was- yeah.
like, "What does a human say?"
What kind of human conversation can I have with my fucking friends?
You know that species you belong to? Very convincing.
Hmm.
That joke about the animals was the best joke I've heard in a while. I would be telling my girlfriend that joke. Update, she just stared at me blankly. I'm assuming that the joke was so funny that she couldn't process it. Update 2, my song would be The Wizard by Black Sabbath.
Oh,
Great
that's a good
fucking
one.
song.
John, what
Okay.
joke is he referencing?
The two angry animals in a pen. An angry goat and an angry cow.
Oh no,
What was the
colon
joke?
sausages.
Could you just say it
Oh.
to me?
They'd be in a bad mood.
Right, because it's a goat.
And a
Goats
cow
don't go bad.
that
It's
are
a
angry.
sheep. Sheeps go bad.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
Go sit in Cody's corner.
Let's go.
I can't.
Go
it's filled with
scream.
Cody.
Well, goats go.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's the last time.
Hey,
Last time I checked, goats go that.
There's one more comment that we had on the video.
Oh yeah, and D. Lee Griff here coming in with the thoughtful, insightful perspective. 1.
Clutch. That is clutch.
first
All right.
commenter of the video.
Is he talking about the song "One" by Metallica?
Could be.
I guess we'll never know.
I don't know.
There's actually one more comment. Monsi
Oh, there is. You're right. I didn't see that. I didn't scroll up.
Monty saying, I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the Fandando? In reference to that one Queen song that we all know.
Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the
Is it?
I guess
Wait, it's
the
Fandando.
I don't...
The actual song is
I have
Fandango.
always said Fandango.
The actual song is Fandango. That's just a typo.
Yeah, I think it's just a typo.
I believe
Okay.
it's in reference to the thumbnail, which was an homage to the movie Bohemian Rhapsody.
Chris, could you get a confirmation on that? I really not sure what you were going for here with
She
this
said.
thumbnail.
She said someone named Scaramouche. Is he okay? Oh man, that's good.
You know what the is this supposed to be like a Freddie Mercury at the at Wembley Stadium?
Yeah, that
I think it
poster
is.
where it's like him and you get all like the faceless
Yeah.
crowd and the camera. And
You know what it really reminds me of? It really reminds me of the Chad from the Virgin versus Chad meme. It looks like a silhouette of him.
Okay.
It is, however, distinctly missing the very pronounced bulge.
Well, you
Right.
know, I assumed it was probably just the angle. Actually, the bulge
Hard to
appears
get a shadow bulge.
the bulge appears to be in his kneecap there. I don't know
Hmm.
what's going on with his leg.
Well, no. What? That other
You're doing
Explain
great.
that
yourself.
leg that's up is his bulge. That's not a leg.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yes.
well, see, this is why we need to explain
Right.
these things.
Yes.
All right. Well, now I need to open this up and look at it.
It's just a giant
I'm not. He
penis.
hasn't broken me.
Are you talking about the tumor that's on the leg?
That's what they're
Mhm.
talking about. But no,
We're not done
Great.
with comments yet.
Oh no.
We're
Ooh, what
not.
else we got?
On Final Fantasy X, Albed Primer's Guide recently started playing FFX again and stumbled across this video. Never collected them all before, but have now. Thank you for the guide. Heart emoji. Just gonna get
You're
That
welcome.
was by Dewey McGee Gaming.
another one. Final Fantasy X Walk a Celestial Weapon Guide World Champion video. You're the best guide for FFX. I've used all of your videos. I'm currently close to getting Waka's, just need Lulu's, then Kamari, but I don't think I'll get his since I don't use him.
Wow.
And then finally, Final Fantasy X Albed Primer's Guide. Thumbs up, heart, great video, thank you so much. I love the HD remake. The original was awesome too. Obviously, but always love Final Fantasy. You know, I just love when people in the comments praise me.
Yeah, I can tell. Just by the tone. For those of you who don't know, that the Albed Primer's Guide, that's Cody's baby.
Yep.
That is Cody's
I don't know if
baby.
I brought this up on the podcast. It has recently become taken the title of most viewed video on the channel.
Yeah. Before then,
Yeah.
it was the Tidus Celestial Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right.
I really
Rather than continue
need-
talking about shit I don't care about, it's Cody's Corner today.
Cody's corner.
It is Cody's Corner today.
Yeah.
Cody, what is that in your corner, and why does it smell so odd?
Well, so it's funny that you bring that up because while I think I've got a good one for the corner this week,
Ooh.
I will preface it by saying this is probably, to put it delicately,
You
I
see your
don't like
brother
when
guest
people
starting?
I don't like when people
His corner is his brother.
refer to things as I'm trying to get through it. I don't like when people refer to things as problematic. But this one is definitely problematic.
Ooh.
But it's
all right.
also just
I'm excited.
so funny that I had to share. So I've been reading some Norse mythology,
Ooh.
specifically the Poetic Edda, and I'm using the Jackson Crawford translation.
Okay.
And I found a story in the Poetic Edda that it tickled my ballsack, and it made me
Interesting.
laugh. And it is the story of when what is the title? It's like Thor is accosted by the ferryman.
Interesting.
And I'd like to share it for you all if that's all right.
Yeah.
I know of this story. I've never actually heard it.
It's
How long am I going to be sitting here listening to you?
maybe like 5-10 minutes,
All right.
Well,
depending
I'm
on how
gonna
much
go to the dark parts of the internet.
depending on how much audience interaction there's going to be.
I'll be back in less time with that because I'm saving time because my pants are already down.
Oh.
So the story begins with Thor coming back from an adventure he was having in the East. And I think he was successful, given how the story plays out. But he gets to a fjord, a very Scandinavian thing to do.
Yes.
And he's like, well, there's all this water in my way. How am I going to get around it? Thankfully, there's a boat on the other side being piloted by a ferryman. And he's like...
that's what the ferryman is. I was imagining a man.
Hey, I'm
ferry.
gonna... I think I've kind of picked it up, but I'm gonna play the dumb audience member here.
Okay.
What is a fjord?
It's basically like a channel of water.
It's.
Basically like a river.
Okay.
I thought it was a lake.
It's a
No,
body
That's
of water.
me.
Or is that a lock?
A lock is a
A
lake.
lock
yes.
is a lake. A lock's not a
Should I just
fjord.
read the dictionary definition?
Could you get the... Let's get the dictionary definition of fjord, please.
All right. Fjord, a noun. A long, narrow, deep inlet of the sea between high cliffs, as in Norway and Iceland, typically formed by submergence of glaciated
Oh,
valleys.
Could I just read the excerpt from
So it's a bay.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy of Slarty Bartfast talking about how much he loves making fjords?
Ooh, yeah.
He won that award for making fjords.
Ooh.
Yeah. A fjord
It's
award,
like-
you might say.
It's like a river that empties out into the ocean, but it's like at the bottom of a ravine. You know. I suppose all rivers empty out into the ocean if you think about it.
Point is,
The
the
point
north
is-
up there
Thor
is full of them.
Thor's on one side of this fjord, and there's a ferryman with a boat on the other side of the fjord.
And he can't
Thor
fly
doesn't-
like Marvel Thor.
Right, and Thor doesn't want to swim, so he's like, hey, ferryman, can I get a ride? And the ferryman's like, weirdly hostile to him.
Well, it is Thor.
Right, well, he doesn't know it's Thor yet. He hasn't said
Oh,
that.
okay. Well,
He's like, hey, I'll give you some of my breakfast. I ate before I got here, and I've still got some, like, fish and some bread. And then the ferryman's like, I don't want any of your fucking breakfast, dude. Also, I don't think your return home's gonna be very happy. I think your mom's dead.
oh.
And Thor's like, that was oddly hostile. And the ferryman's like, you look like a criminal. You and your, like, baggy pants and no shoes. Who the hell are you?
God
And
damn.
Thor's like, you never heard of me? Son of Odin? God of thunder and hammer? You're talking to Thor here. What's your name, ferryman? And the ferryman's like, Greybeard is my name, and I rarely lie about that. And Thor's like, and Thor's like, that was another odd thing to say, Greybeard. And then they start going back and forth. Like the ferryman just keeps accosting him, and he's like, "So what do you do, Thor? Like, why should I have heard about you?" And he's like, "Well, I just got back from like killing a giant in the East. You know, I was having adventures out there, having fun with my bros. You know, killing people. What have you done, Greybeard?" And Greybeard's like, "Dude, I was over on the Isle of Alcrin fighting battles and banging chicks. I had
Right.
every bitch there on my dick." He's
And I
like,
rarely lie about it.
he's like, some of them fought back, but the smart ones just accepted it.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
When he actually
We got
said
to the
that.
problematic bit.
So it's funny that you bring that up, John, because Norse mythology is very distant from modern times. And in modern times, when you read like myths or parables or even just stories, you kind of think, what's the lesson here? And with Norse mythology, you just kind of have to accept that there isn't one.
Dude, do you think cancel culture is going to get a hold of this?
Oh, trust me.
Yeah, they're going to cancel the ferryman.
Oh, no.
I think the issue is basically just what's the word I'm looking? Syncretism
Go ahead.
Excuse me?
that we run into so much. We have a nasty habit of basically just aligning any particular figure in mythology with figures we kind of already understand more or less implicitly. And so we kind of just ignore the parts of the mythology that don't align with what we're already expecting from said mythology. So,
You mean like a toxic relationship?
well, I meant more along the lines of attributing Thor to be a Jesus figure when he's not.
Yeah.
Or how
okay. All right.
Loki and Hades automatically have to be the devil, even though they're not.
Right.
I mean, Loki is kind of actually a piece of shit. But
Hades is kind of an okay person.
Yeah.
Even Persephone.
As far as I'm
you know,
aware, like most
Loki
turn around on
fucks
it.
animals.
most of the eyes aren't great, no matter which way you
and
shake
of
it.
the Olympians, Hades is probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Kyle, I'm really glad that you brought this up, because one of the reasons I chose this story is because we're going knee deep in this one.
Oh no.
The Ferryman's getting canceled. Thor's gonna get canceled by the end of it. I'm gonna cancel myself for the bit. So let's just continue on.
All right.
Oh. Our HR department will try to protect you as much as possible, but we make no promises.
So Greybeard is talking about all of the women he was sexually assaulting, and then he goes on to boast that he once had sex with 7 sisters at the same time.
Oh,
I've seen that.
impressive.
And Thor's like, well, I don't have any of those boasts because, you know, I'm a happily married man to Lady Sif. But, you know, I also killed a different giant. That was pretty cool. What else have you done, Ferryman? Greybeard? Greybeard's like, I told you what I do is fuck bitches.
Oh my god.
Even the married ones.
Is he implying that he just had sex with Thor's wife?
We're getting there.
The way that you're back and forthing this really makes me think back to that what's your name kind of thing.
I knew you were going to bring it up. I knew you were going to bring this up because this meme is the worst display of improv I've ever seen.
Well, you've also got to remember, like, this whole story is just like a pissing contest between Thor and Greybeard trying to see who's the most badass.
Thor and some asshole.
But you've also got to remember that they're on opposite sides of the river, so they're just like yelling this at each other.
And if you look at a picture of a fjord, like, it
Yeah.
is a huge river. Like, the idea that they can even hear each other
You wouldn't.
is kind of
You-
staggering.
A boat wouldn't help. but I digress. Greybeard starts talking about this one blonde chick that he had sex with, saying she was real feisty, and he's like, Thor, you know, you could have held her down for me while I fucked her.
No.
And Thor's like, what did
Oh
you
my
just
God.
say?
Like this story.
We're gonna raise the cancel culture to DEFCON 2.
And Thor's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, if I was there, I would have helped if you would have asked. And then Greybeard's like, cuck. You look like a real bitch to me, Thor. and then Thor's like, all right, Greybeard, you know what? You're acting like a real.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We've reached
Yeah.
DEFCON
Okay.
3.
Critical mass
Hey,
has been
I
achieved.
wanted to keep an authentic translation
Hey.
of the story. That being said, Chris, I will need you to
Chris.
bleep that.
I was gonna say, Chris, can you do me
Yeah.
a huge favor and bleep out like these words and then other random words during the story, just to make it seem like there's some real dirt
And then
going
just
around.
the entire story, because it doesn't get much better.
But unbleep like certain parts, so it just really leaves everybody confused.
And that's some of this has been my own artistic embellishment, but no, Thor is actually pretty homophobic. And Jackson Crawford brings it up in like his introduction. He's like, yeah, you know, I wanted to create an authentic translation for this, but the Norse people were pretty problematic. and it's specifically to do with the word. It's called arger, is the word in question, that he actually brings up. He's like, quote, the definition of arger is a pejorative implying a lack of manly qualities and especially imputing to another a desire for a passive role in sex with a male.
Wait, hold on.
Right. Implying that...
So wait, hold on. There's
They
nothing
catch.
wrong with seeking an active role in male sex.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're the active role, this isn't even a joke. This isn't even a bit. I think this kind of mindset exists in real life with some people, in that it's almost not homosexual.
That was a
be
thing
the
in
picture.
ancient Rome and ancient Greece. Yeah, that was the mindset of the time. And I think Scott's right. That hasn't gone away.
I've definitely read a story or two where the guy's like, yeah, excuse me? I've definitely read a
Excuse
story
me?
or two where a guy's like, hey, I mean, yeah, I have a lot of sex with men, but I'm not gay because I'm not attracted to men. I just like having sex, and it's easiest to have sex with men. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, you do you. But
I
Kind
don't
of
know
sucks.
about that
Crawford
one.
does bring up this word in the introduction, and he uses the word sissy in his translation, because he's like, that seems to get across the meaning and the definition, but it's like, I'm like, come on. We all know what we're talking about.
I'm going to disagree.
So, Thor throws out this slur. And then he's like, he calls Greybeard this. And then he's like, you know what? I would swim over there and beat your ass, but I don't want to get my pants wet.
You have a boat.
No, Greybeard has the boat. Thor's trying to get him
you
to...
said Thor. I thought...
Yeah,
Okay.
Thor says this.
So wait, isn't in this mythology like Thor able to throw his hammer hard enough?
I
just
mean,
to
it's
hold
a
on to
bit...
it?
Yeah, you know... They give and take away a lot of abilities
I
all
don't
the
think it's
time.
ever really discussed.
Okay.
So Thor's like, I don't want to get my pants wet. And Greybeard's like, you know what is wet, Thor? Lady Sif's because I just got done fucking her.
Oh my god.
So wait, hold on. Did Thor tell him he was married to Lady Sif?
Oh, John, you picked this up, because then Thor's like, Greybeard, how do you know who my wife is? And then he, like, puts the pieces together, and he's like,
That's Odin.
it's Odin? Greybeard's Odin? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do about it, Thor? And then Thor's like, the only reason I'm not over there right now is because you're being a and won't row that boat over here.
Oh my god.
This makes two gods just arguing over a fucking river. That makes this story pretty funny.
And
to me.
Greybeard's like, well, I'm not rowing the boat over across the fjord. And then Thor's like, all right, well then tell me the way I can walk around. And then Greybeard's like, yeah, sure, I'll tell you. You take a right, walk past the tree, take a left at the rock, and then walk all the way back to fucking Midgar, Thor. And then Thor's like, all right, thank you for the directions. And then they're like, be seeing ya. And then he just walks away.
Wow.
That's the end. Does he just take
And then that's the end of the story.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Okay. You chose this story to relate to us.
No, I chose this story to tell you.
Pedantics.
There's very little to relate to in this story.
yeah.
Right. No, I said
I
relate
don't know.
to
I feel
us.
like we've got a lot
relay.
closer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering why. Why
Why did you
why
do
did
this?
you just tell us this horrible story
Heard
about
the story?
two men arguing over a fjord?
Thought it was funny.
It was funny. I feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to like what I was saying about what's the lesson here,
We're not gonna see
and I really don't think there is
we're not
one.
gonna see a Hemsworth do this.
No, the lesson is Odin gets
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I guess, but also maybe the lesson. It seems almost like the lesson is for Thor, and he didn't get it.
I suppose.
Like the lesson,
Maybe the lesson
that
his,
we're
his
supposed to-
dad's like, you know, I don't even. Thor seemed to just be a nice guy at the beginning, and
Yeah.
then Odin was just an asshole for no reason.
Yep.
Maybe the lesson that we're supposed to take away is that Thor doesn't take away a lot of lessons.
Maybe. He took that lesson about how he was going to kill Jormungandr during Ragnarok.
You know,
Chris, what's your thoughts on this?
I think it's supposed to talk about a natural phenomenon, so it's probably lightning causing an echo in fjord walls. So
and that's Odin and Thor complaining at
going
each other.
back and forth. And then the thing is, though, the place that causes the echo can't leave, but thunder does.
I see. Oh, I see.
Okay, I get what you're saying. That is incredible that you
Yeah,
came
I
to
have
that
to agree.
conclusion.
Well, I mean, like, the story about Midas, King Midas and his golden touch was supposed to explain why there was so much gold that was found in this river in the Middle East.
Well,
That
I
makes
like
sense.
to think that Norse mythology was just the first slice of life anime, and that
Sure.
this doesn't have any significance. The Norse just liked telling stories about the everyday lives of their gods.
There was a lot more rape in this than in Nietzsche Joe.
Yeah.
There's
So-
Yeah.
no rape in Nietzsche, Joe.
Well, there was a lot more in this. I don't want to exclude anything that you know you could have interpreted a certain way in Nietzsche Joe. I don't know. I didn't
mean,
watch
watch
the whole series.
Maybe
All of Nietzsche, Joe.
I mean, maybe Odin was just boasting, and all the sex he was having in Alkrin was purely consensual. It wasn't, by the way, but
It was not.
we can think that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I'll ask you guys this. Unfortunately, we can't get the female opinion on this. If a literal god attempted to seduce you, would you, heed their advances?
Which god? Odin?
One that you're attracted to.
Okay.
no.
John saying no.
I would have to decline. I'm spoken
Yeah.
for.
I am not, and I think I would say maybe.
Sorry. My no is like, I wouldn't even try to stop him.
Oh,
Oh,
you wouldn't even fight back. You'd be one of the smart ones and accept it.
My pants are
I
already
see.
off.
Well, hold on. Let's
I'm here for a
assume
good time, not a long
let's
time.
assume there's no let's just make up a god. It's a single god that exists, and it's just
we'll go with Apollo.
well, no,
To
I'm
help
not.
Chris
I
a
don't know
little
about
bit,
you, Kyle, but I'm not homosexual.
It's a green god.
Let's say
No.
for me in particular, it's just some female god who is not married, who is there's no strings attached with her. She just sees me and is like, you know what, that mortal dude, that schlubbing it playing Genshin Impact, yeah, let's go hang out with him. And it depends on how she treats me. I'll say that.
Okay. I think I'd prefer to do the whining and the dining, and then maybe we'll see if we'll get to the 69.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe go see a movie. Maybe go see Thor Ragnarok in theaters.
I'm a pretty funny guy. Maybe I could convince her if she's not married. Maybe I put a ring on it. I'll wait till marriage if it's literally Aphrodite.
You want to marry Aphrodite? Is that what's happening?
Which Aphrodite?
Take your pick, dealer's choice.
Hephaestus might have some things to say about that.
Yeah, Hephaestus is
Yeah, I
married
was
to
gonna say.
Aphrodite.
But in this hypothetical where Aphrodite is sexually assaulting me, she's single.
Okay, we could just do the canon of God of War 3 where we murdered Hephaestus.
Did I murder Hephaestus or did Kratos
Kratos
murder
did.
Okay.
Kratos did. Hephaestus is dead.
Oh,
But
well,
Aphrodite's
even better.
single.
Even
Great job.
better, because now Aphrodite needs a shoulder to cry on. And after
She didn't seem all that upset.
Coming in for the rebound, I got it.
I mean,
Yeah, Hephaestus. Aphrodite was not
Wow.
particularly keen on Hephaestus. That was an arranged marriage.
Okay. Even better.
He did treat her like a goddess.
I don't know why you guys are getting so locked up on marriage.
Yeah, it is weird. He mentioned marriage, and then that's, you know, I don't know if I could spend the rest of my life with an immortal being.
That's actually a good point, because in the Greek pantheon, marriage is like one of the last things on anybody's mind when they're thinking about banging.
Except Hera.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Well,
yeah.
Only
it's her job to worry about
the marriage is her domain. Yeah.
So Scott is a maybe. Kyle is a no. Chris has neglected to answer. Cody sounds like he wants to go to dinner first. And I'm spread eagle with my pants off in the bed.
I mean, if it's like the goddess of useless information, I think that's pretty cute.
Okay. A small god, we'll say.
Sure.
It makes you look big in comparison.
All those YouTubers,
wow. Jesus
Christ. That make the little tiny, like, here's your fact of the day episodes. Just worship them.
Chris, I'm not letting you get away from this. Where do you stand?
I don't want to fuck. I don't want to fuck a deity.
Right.
Even if it's...
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
What if they were green?
Mm-hmm.
What?
What if they were green?
Shulk?
You heard me.
That's what he's asking. What if it was Shulk?
We're pulling your kink out right now.
God.
What if they were green and...
Shulk, Gamora.
What if they were green and the god of the forge?
As somebody who believes in an afterlife, I don't.
Let's just remove all of that thought.
Up...
This is just no strings attached. In this hypothetical, for God's sake, it's not hard to answer. In this hypothetical,
yes or
I
no?
answered, and you people are like,
yeah,
no.
he did.
I said no.
He did answer no.
but
the
I don't
answer
believe
was
it.
no.
I don't believe it.
Finish saying what you were about to say.
Me?
About believing in a god and an afterlife and stuff. Finish what you're saying.
You gotta have time away, my guy.
Oh, so you're saying you'll spend the rest of your life with this immortal being in the afterlife?
Yeah.
There's no going back to your
Who
place.
says you have to?
Yeah, we're not saying marry. Cody's the only one talking about marriage here.
We're talking about would you let Aphrodite peg you?
People have sex outside of marriage?
Oh, Chris.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my stipulation, John.
Sex outside of marriage?
Aphrodite can if she wants this boy pussy, she's gonna have to put a ring on it.
Oh god!
Right.
Wow.
Okay,
right.
I don't think that's what
you're
bussy
waiting for her
stands
to put a ring
for.
on it. Tell her to come over to
I don't
my
think
house.
bussy is short for boy pussy. Just to be clear.
It is, in fact, is.
No, I'm pretty sure it's butt pussy.
Okay.
No,
I guess both work.
All right, sure. They do.
Boy, that story has just gotten me very vulgar tonight.
I can tell. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I just said that word.
Holy shit, man! My favorite part about this is our holiday episode.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Don't you dare! Don't you dare say Merry Christmas.
I hope you have a wonderful Kwanzaa.
All I gotta say is fuck all the holidays. They're all trash.
Most of the ones in America are pretty shit, I think.
Well, there's Festivus for the rest of us.
That's Seinfeld. I don't agree with Jerry Seinfeld's ideals.
Yeah, what is Jerry Seinfeld celebrating Festivus for?
Himself. Isn't
He's
he the
already
one
got
who
his
did that
holiday.
thing where he drove in a car with Obama?
Yeah. He is comedians in cars.
Well, I mean,
Obama's
wasn't
not
a
a comedian.
I know.
Virtual high five there, Scott.
Hooray.
I hear a high five, and then it sounds like somebody just fucking face palmed the
Well,
desk.
I don't feel comfortable high fiving myself, so I just high five the desk.
Oh, I high five myself every day.
I see.
Is that what they call it these days?
What all those Zoomers on TikTok are doing.
Yeah.
Kyle, you said that every holiday sucks these days. I found a way to make Christmas entertaining.
Get blitzed.
I'm not even talking about alcohol. I am fucking zoned, my guy.
I have
He's on
a.
speed now.
I have a.
I'm taking uppers, I'm taking downers, I'm taking all arounders.
Flintstones gummies.
I actually have a very embarrassing story from one Christmas where I got absolutely blotto and basically ruined Christmas.
I've not heard blotto before.
Neither have I.
I've heard of Bluto.
This wasn't the one at Mom and Dad's where Jess was playing euchre with us, was it?
If you're talking about the one where I was playing euchre and was taking a shot for every point the other team won, then yes, that one.
But you sobered up because you were playing with Jess.
Then maybe this was a different year. I think this was 2015.
Well, once you stopped playing with Jess, then you were blackout by the end of the night.
Cody, there was a time where you just said, fuck it, I'll use anything and everything as a reason to drink.
Usually when you're underage, like I was at the time.
Good lord.
Yep.
You know
That
he's
was shots of
significantly
Fireball,
Yeah, it was shots of
right?
Fireball. I think I drank
I think
over half the
Cody's-
bottle.
Cody, you're like right now 19 years old, I think.
That's right. Well, 20 next month.
Yeah.
Let's see, back in 2015, that made you 6?
There you go.
Yeah, he was 6 years old. Good math. Great math.
Thanks, dude. I did that pretty fast, too.
I grew up fast. I started drinking at an early age.
You've also, those in the podcast
Yeah,
have
Mom was
seen-
offering us wine at what was it, 3?
Those in the podcast have actually seen Cody. I don't think they've seen the rest of us, but they've seen Cody one time, and it wasn't a good angle, so you can't see that he actually has like a mole nose and no eyes. It's impossible to see that.
What's funny is it was a bad angle because I was drunk in that picture. Oh no.
Interesting.
I'm not putting my best foot forwards this episode. I feel like I'm
Right.
drunk right now and I'm completely
No.
sober.
Cody, I think you're putting your truest foot
Oh,
forward.
no.
Maybe you're being really naked.
You're really letting the podcast, you're letting the people know you.
Yeah.
You're not just naked, you're cleanly shaven naked. You look like a fucking mole
John,
rat.
have
You
you
look
been
like a
reading my
troll dog.
diary? I shaved
Yes.
this morning.
Oh my.
You put that in your diary?
Well, you know, I like to chronicle things.
Are you auditioning for like Rufus? For Kim
Don't go
Possible?
there.
Excuse me.
What in the hell are you talking? You just set me a 10. What are you talking about,
Oh,
Chris?
Scott's coming in hot.
No, we were talking about him, looking like a mole, naked mole rat, Kim Possible, and Rufus. I'll shut up.
Okay.
I
Wow.
am gonna lose
You
my
ended
mind.
that so weak.
That's what you latched onto? You're like, oh, I'll make a Kim Possible fucking reference to this.
Damn.
So what else?
Anyway,
So the reason why I've been able to make Christmas fun again is because I don't ask people what they want for Christmas. I will just typically find something that makes me think of that person, and I will get it for
Right.
them. So if you guys direct your attention to the general chat,
oh,
Yep.
you will see the gift that I bought my nephew this year.
Nice.
The Golden Douchebag
that's
Award.
incredible.
Listen to the
We'll
episodes.
slap it onto the podcast real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The back of it, which I don't have a picture of, says, "Thank you for contributing basically nothing."
How old is your nephew?
Christ.
17.
All right. That's a good 17-year-old gift.
His sister, I bought literally 3 pounds of chocolate.
Wow.
A giant Hershey's bar.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Yep.
Funny that you
Yep.
bring this up, John. But
There's
I
a different
also
Oh,
Norse
yeah?
mythology.
yes, there's that. No, I actually have bought some Christmas presents for you all as well, and I'm hoping to give
Oh.
them to you very soon.
Oh.
Perhaps this weekend.
That would be... Wait, this weekend?
Well, in
Sure.
the canon of the podcast.
Oh, man, we just keep bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even
unfortunately-
realize that. I thought today was like Tuesday.
Wow. Okay. You might need a second.
Guys,
you might need a second.
I have
Are
asked,
you drunk?
I have wanted to ask you about this because I'm having a bit of trouble discerning reality from my imagination recently. Have I brought up Metatron recently to anybody?
No,
The
not to me.
Transformer?
That's Megatron.
No,
Somebody did.
You did not bring it up.
Because I have a very distinct memory about oddly wanting to date Metatron, the angel from, I believe, the Book of Enoch,
Yeah.
to somebody. But now I'm thinking about it, that might have just been a dream.
But you wouldn't want to marry them?
We'll see where it goes.
So, question.
Would you have sex
Well,
with
so
them?
here's the thing, is Metatron supposedly has one eye and one tongue for every human that has ever lived.
Yeah, it's like a nightmare. It's a Cthulhu monster.
And I think that would be pretty hot in the bedroom.
Well, in Dogma, he's played by Alan Rickman.
Just close your eyes.
Okay, if Metatron looks like Alan Rickman, now alive Alan Rickman or dead Alan Rickman?
Well, in the 90s, he was alive.
Yeah.
Can it be both?
I guess it can't be both.
And middle-aged.
He was
So a
already
middle-aged
middle-aged
Alan
in the 90s. That's gotta be such a fucking tragedy. That was
To be
30 years
middle-aged
ago.
in the 90s.
He
Oh,
died
just-
at like...
More to, not
Mr.
necessarily that it was the
Summerloud.
90s, but that the 90s was 30 years ago. And you're
Mm-hmm.
being middle-aged and still having 30 years to go.
I would like your guys' role playing in the bedroom to be fucking Severus Snape.
Hello,
Why?
Paul.
I have a question. Why is this podcast so
Go to
horny
a hotel
right now?
room.
Like, what happened?
I don't... Because it's because of fucking
394.
Odin. That's... It just...
No,
Good,
it's
it's
because
not
all the
me.
chicks that Odin
It
fucked.
might be Kyle. Kyle's the outlier here. He showed up. We are horny.
Yeah.
I think... Well, it might be that we're just trying to impress Kyle and putting on a
Yeah.
really good show.
Because
We'll
Kyle's
see.
the only one out of us who has a significant other.
All right, well, if you're just gonna...
You don't
This
consider
is
me a significant
true, I
other?
think so.
Wow.
Didn't really, wasn't really asking for that unsolicited
Okay.
jab to the ego there, Chris, but... Thanks.
It's mine, too.
Man.
There's nothing he
I
can
will
say to
say,
me
out of
that I
everybody
don't
in
say
this-
worse to myself before I go to bed every night.
Okay.
So, Christmas presents.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So another gift that I got a different nephew is like one of those Make America Great hats, except it says IP and pools.
If it.
I, back in college, because I was an idiot, I bought a whole, a bulk order of Make America Great Again hats, but they said make memes...
That sounds like something literally you would do.
But they said make memes dank again.
Wow.
And the
PA?
plan, the plan was I got them a cheap on a Black Friday sale or something, and the plan was to sell them on campus. Not many takers, if I'm being honest. But
How do you feel comfortable telling us the profit margin there?
I think I've still got the box. I've got about 23 out of the 25 left.
Oh, okay.
I've got those, and I think I gave 2 of them away to my friends.
You just gave them away. Didn't sell them.
So I'm out about $30.
Oh, that's it? Oh, you're down
Yeah.
$30?
Well, they were on sale.
Oh, that's way better than I thought.
Goodwill.
What's really funny is I got a call from customer service from the company who prints the hats, and they're like, so you put in this order for these hats, and we really just wanted to know why. And I'm like,
It's my side hustle.
I thought it was funny.
I did
What
it
if
for
my
a
first 29 go bad?
Cody's over here like, I'm gonna take a shot of Fireball every time I sell a hat.
The problem is
The
that-
bottle of Fireball's still in the box.
the problem is it's hard to tell the difference between a red Make America Great Again hat and a red make memes dank again hat from a distance.
Right. I think that's the joke.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
on a college campus, not a lot of people are laughing at that particular joke.
Oh man.
Poorly thought out.
Yeah,
Alright.
that basically describes my entire life over the
That's
past
what
10
we'll call
years.
your autobiography.
Yeah, I've actually been working on
the
that.
last.
Oh?
You've been working on an autobiography.
Yep.
The story isn't even finished.
That's somebody in their middle ages.
Oh, well, I know how it ends, though.
No, you don't.
How does it end?
No, you don't.
Oh god, I don't know what I should laugh at right now and what I shouldn't.
I'm feeling upset because I'm kind of in the same boat, but mine is in no way funny.
Kyle's like, you think you're gonna fucking beat me to it? I've been waiting 25 years.
I thought he was 19.
Going on 20. 20 next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle is the one going on 25.
So the last really good gift that I bought was for my sister who has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought her a lavender scented candle that says, "From your favorite kid, love you, mom, your sibling or your child." And
Your child.
I forget exactly what it says, but it's something like that. And I'm like, I cannot wait until she opens this and she tries to figure out who it is, and that is just gonna ruin that whole fucking family.
What I think is funnier is she opens it and she's like, "Where the hell did you get this?"
She just starts berating them like, okay, who stole this?
Who stole this? What strange men have been driving you to Bed Bath & Beyond?
Did they take you to the Beyond section?
Oh no, it gets even better because I'm pretty sure one of the kids will he'll sell his lunch food to other kids for money,
Nice.
and then the other one for a little bit of time was selling vape pens.
Oh, I remember this.
What are the ages
Yeah.
of these children? Because when you talk about your
I
nephews,
will not go into details.
but I
I'll say
still
this.
think like all your
Um,
nephews are like 5, and I'm just like,
Well, that's the thing. It's not that big of a jump in my logic here. Like, with how old he actually is. He is way... Compared to how I was at his age, I could barely tie my shoes.
So this nephew, when we were moving stuff out of his room one day, a vape pen fell out of the weightlifting equipment, and his mom saw it. And I'm the closest one to him, so she wanted me to talk to him, see what he said about it before she came out and said that she knew about it. And I mean, there's times where I'm like, I give you props, but also you're doing some fucked up shit, bud. Don't go down
John, are
this
you
route.
like the cool uncle?
I am the cool uncle in the family.
Nice.
And I also have to be the uncle that's hey, say no to drugs, kids. But he's like, yeah, I'd sell them on the side. And I'm like, dude, one, why are you doing this? He's like, I need it to make money. I'm like, how are you making money off of this? He's like, the middle schoolers buy it for so much more.
Holy fuck.
And I'm like, what do you mean?
No.
I'm like, hey, are you fucking kidding? He's like, yeah, dude, they're fucking idiots. They'll buy it for $30 more. And I'm like,
Can you cut me in?
Hey, it's I'm like,
not okay. That is not
I'm like,
okay.
listen, man. All right. I'm like, all right. You got to stop doing this. But 2, I'm glad you're finding the right audience to sell to make the most profit. Kind of think about doing something legal, though, because you got a business mindset.
I was going to say, this kid's going to be a CEO when he grows up.
Right.
There's a certain level of ruthlessness there that I have to agree with
Selling
for
vape
Cody.
pens to middle schoolers.
Dude, when he told me that, and then he told me the reasoning, I'm like, dude, I'm mad, but I'm also
Mad respect.
I'm like, damn, dude. I mean, hey, you making the most out of it,
God.
but stop.
I also
That also kind of sounds
Uh,
like something that a Batman villain would do. That's just kind of dastardly.
sure.
Oh, you can't stop me from selling his vape pens, Batman. And he's just like,
Batman just fucking socks him in the
dude,
face.
I'm just gonna tell you up front. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'll buy all the vape. Do you just want cash?
Listen, just hand the kids money. I have so much of it. But the point of that being that there are 2 out of her 3 kids are able to get enough money to buy this candle.
Mm-hmm.
So now she can't fully ask that question. The third one, I don't know what kind of fucking side hustle she has. But like the other two, I could argue could
does
buy
he
it.
even smoke?
No.
That's even better. I don't smoke. I just sell it.
And
Don't get high on your own
I actually
supply.
asked him that. I was gonna leave this out just because I wanted to keep it short, but I actually asked him that, and he's like, I make sure I sell everything. I want to make a profit.
Do you believe him?
I actually believe him.
Look, if
I
he was
feel like-
willing to admit to the literal crime of selling...
Well, that does sound like a thing that a little kid would do, right? Where they're like, "Oh no, I'm not using it. I sell it." Yeah.
He told me that like he tried it a couple of times, and he's like it's whatever. It's all right. He's like, but I'd rather sell it and make $60.
Also, where are these
I'm like,
goddamn kids getting the
holy
money to buy
shit.
it?
Their parents.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they're just not asking.
I guarantee they're like, hey mom, I want to buy this video game. It's $60, and then they don't actually buy a video game.
Every week or something? Like, how often
Fuck,
are
I
these
don't
kids
know, man.
smoking?
I don't smoke vape pens.
Kyle, it's a snowball.
That's just crazy to me.
Eventually, it starts funding itself. You just need
It's a
startup capital.
It's a scalable thing. You know, you get $60 for a game, or, $100 of V-Bucks in Fortnite. You go buy 2 or 3 vape pens, sell them for triple the profit. Now you can buy 9, sell them for triple the profit, and it's just it's a scalable market.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I think we should reconsider the Patreon and move into this line of money.
Right. Selling vape pens
All
to middle
right, yeah.
schoolers.
Oh man, we're like the supplier. Yo, I know a seller already, guys.
You do?
Jesus.
Oh, you've been talking about the one for the last 7 minutes.
I'm not gonna reveal his name. Oh man.
Could you imagine a world where we're like the Badger and Skinny Pete?
Yeah,
your
that's
cousin?
exactly what I'm thinking. Like, this is
We reach a point.
this is Breaking Bad. He is Jesse Pinkman, and he's going to meet a Walter
We
White.
go. We go 10 years. Oh god, I'm bald.
No, but
Oh,
you're not
fuck.
smart, so...
You also have a PhD in
Okay.
chemistry too,
Oh, wait. Hold on.
coincidentally.
That actually reminds me. I'm going to talk for a second. Isn't that fun?
Okay.
I had a dream recently.
Sure.
And I never have dreams. Not ones that I like to share. But I had a dream recently where, for some reason, I was going to play guitar like a jam session at Walter White's house. And then I did.
Negro Arroyo Lane.
Yeah. And
Did you knock on
no,
the door?
like he was expecting me. He opened his garage door. We went in. He closed the garage door, and there was some other guy there that I don't remember who it was, but like I expected him to be there. And he was on drums. Walter White had a microphone, and I was playing around with the guitar. And then Dream Scott was like, "Oh wait, I don't know how to play guitar." And then Walter White got really mad at me, and I woke up.
And you think that of me? No.
Why are you
I am the one who sings.
I can't wait till 10 years from now, when we're as big as Rooster Teeth. And we
I don't
get
want to be as
busted
big as
for
Rooster
selling
Teeth.
vape
I don't
pens
want to be as big as
to fucking middle school kids.
like it. At least we aren't racist, right? You know.
Fucking 2 of us have to be let go because of fucking our relationship to the public.
Honestly, if this episode goes up in its entirety, like we're not getting anywhere.
Oh man.
Oh man, this is great.
Oh fuck!
Wonderful for me to
Yeah,
start.
it's a
Yeah,
good to get it in the ground floor.
congratulations,
Kyle.
Kyle.
My fault.
Kyle, would you like to share a story real quick?
A
Is
story?
your
No.
inauguration?
I don't actually have a story.
Okay, well, goodbye, everybody.
That's all that we have time for today.
Kyle, talk.
I did have something I wanted to say because I've just started watching this podcast last night, right while I was waiting for work to end because there wasn't anything to do for the last 4 hours of the day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, that was real slow last night. And I know that this is basically just the normal format for a lot of podcasts where it's just some friends who get in and start talking. But it took me back just over 10 years ago to when we were sitting in the basement just doing the exact same thing. And I'm going to get real, for lack of a better term, vulnerable on you guys for a moment here.
Oh, we're all vulnerable. We're all open. We're exposed.
We are
vulnerable
naked
to each
in the
other
buff,
right
you
now.
might
That's
say.
the point of it.
I've never felt more vulnerable.
Kyle, stand up real
I'm
quick.
glad
Have
you
been
guys
naked this entire time.
Let me.
Okay.
Yes.
Take your shoes off, Kyle.
You can keep the socks on.
As preferred.
But I want them down below the ankles.
I just want to say I really appreciate you guys letting me come in and do this. Because after Mom and after Grandma, this is one of those things where it is just a very real, piece of our history when times are good, and it's something that I will be able to go and look back on. And it's one of those things where right now I'm even thinking about it, where I don't have a recording of Mom anymore, and I can't quite remember her voice. So I'm glad you guys let me come in here and hang out with you again, just like it's old times, because this is one of those things I know I'm going to look back on in 30 years, even if it's just something that we do for a little bit longer. Maybe we keep it up. This is like my family history. You guys are real important to me, and I really appreciate it that you let me come in here.
Kyle, if we were in the same room right now, I would full frontal hug you.
We're nude. You.
God.
I don't like hugs, but that's.
Here, bud.
I am almost tearing up. I think this is a big deal. So thank you guys.
No thanks necessary,
Kyle,
man.
I'm glad you're here with us.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm glad I'm going to join you guys for a bit every once in a while.
Absolutely. It's a shame that this episode started with Thor calling his dad.
Jesus.
and his dad saying he fucked his wife.
Or wait, was Odin calling Thor?
Man. I was going to ask Kyle and Cody to share a story of a time of our past together. And we need to save the freedom story for a very special occasion.
You still haven't told this?
No. It might be one of my favorite stories of my entire life.
Honestly, I 100% think you guys should tell it because you guys tell it so damn well.
Man. But, again, maybe we'll save that for sometime next year.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Guys, do you have anything else to add? I think this podcast has come to a wholesome ending.
Well, more wholesome than any other ending.
Yeah.
Cody hasn't said anything. Cody,
are you
all right?
okay?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right. Thank you for that, Kyle. Thank you for that.
I don't really have a response to that. I don't know if you're supposed to, say you're welcome or just say thank you back again. So,
Well,
thank you. No, thank you.
I'm a little confused right now.
Guys, I say we go ahead and wrap this up.
Right.
And to our listeners out there, if you guys want to share anything about maybe your favorite Christmases or hell, even maybe the best gift you've gotten, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it.
You want to? We can go around real quick. The best Christmas I ever had was last year.
I felt like I just had a great closing.
It was. I mean, I'm not going to let it happen. The best Christmas I had was last year when we did that gift exchange for Cody's D&D. And That's it. That's the story. I think I've already told what we got in that.
I cannot wait to see what Cody's gotten us this time, because I feel like it can only bring down the value of my house.
Right. You can just remove
John.
it.
This one is this one's pretty high quality. And Chris, here's a little hint.
Mm-hmm.
I got you a present that will help you feed your chickens.
Huh.
Let you simmer on that one for a bit.
It's a 30-pound bag of oats.
Found it at the Goodwill.
Okay. Well, Cody, you've been trying to read more.
Are we?
Wait, hold on. What's
What
happening?
are we doing
What's
here?
happening?
What is
Hold on,
happening
What are we
right
doing
now?
here? Are we foreshadowing our gifts? Because I still need to go to Goodwill.
I do too.
My
What the fuck
my
is
worst
happening?
Christmas.
Was last year.
Was last year. Because I got you that shitty rooster made out of twigs.
Is his... Hold on a second. Are your themed gifts for Chris something to do with chickens?
in a unintentionally synchronized way, I suppose so.
Well,
Okay.
Like I wasn't thinking about the chickens when I bought them. I just saw them and I'm like, I need to get those for Chris, but then I'm like, oh, these would help him
great.
feed his chickens.
Happy holidays.
Goodbye, everybody.